here at Highland Village. We're in Laurinburg, North Carolina. We purchased this property for $1,575,000. It was a two-park portfolio. This property that we're standing on right now is approximately 128 lots with infrastructure.
When we looked at this, we really thought that this would be probably a trophy property in the entire portfolio, just because of how it was laid out. There was some CapEx that was definitely needed. There was some work that had to be done to just to upgrade the community as a whole. But I think the bare bones of what the community could be was there, right? The vision was already there and put in place, and I think it just needed kind of a kickstart to move it to that next level. You know, we have a system that we like to do to enhance the community and to bring people in, right? Do the infrastructure, whether it's the roads, the lighting, the security, or sterilizing the exterior of the homes. One of the things that we also look to do, which is key part of the process and kind of speeds us along, is if we have somebody who's been involved in the community before and was actively involved and knows that and is willing can work inside the system, bring them on board, because that speeds the onboarding process over, especially when they have the background and the history of the park, and especially when they're knowledgeable in terms of how the inner workings are in the city, right? And as we introduced Jerry was a former owner of the park, right? And had hands-on, experience of what was going on here for 6 to 7 years. And so when he, was willing to stay on board and work with us, I mean, that's helped us immensely as well, get us to where we are, and really be at the stage now where we can start to bring in some new residents to enjoy some of the improvements that we made.
Jerry's knowledge is definitely the #1 attribute, and he's just been very precise and efficient in pretty much everything we've done with him. He's done a great job, and we're going to introduce him in a few minutes. Jerry, what's been going on?
A little bit of everything. I had a 10-year plan, and you guys came in here with a 6-month plan. So everything that's going on now is, would have been years down the road.
Well, let me ask you a question.
For y'all,
who do you prefer to deal with, Frank or myself? I mean, I know he's got a better hat.
I don't like that hat.
Not into the hat?
Well,
No, I'm kidding. I got one.
If I don't wear the hat, I'm gonna have a sunburn on the top of my head. So there goes the hat.
But honestly speaking, you prefer dealing with me?
You're the one that I communicate most with.
All right. Jerry, how many? I know that we've had a ton of applications and a ton of people come in here and look at homes. Mm-hmm. How many homes do we have sold?
1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have the 2 that Greg lives in, and one of his employees is living here. So,
okay.
And then it's actually 7.
So you got about 7 new tenants in the last few months.
And then you had one
really the last
individual, one individual that has actually bought a home and moved it into the park.
All right.
To rent a lot.
We really started. We wanted to make the improvements to the park first, roads, fixing up some of the exteriors of the homes before we even started our, trying to bring in new residents.
Yeah.
Knowing full well that it was going to take a little time. Now that the changes are starting to happen, I think we're starting to see a faster onboarding process for new residents coming to the residents, seeing the change that's happened here.
Everything's moving forward. There's some things that move forward faster and some move forward slower, but that's I guess that's what you get when you've got multiple people, companies, entities like the city and county inspectors and people that are working. You've got multiple wheels turning.
Jerry, what's been the #1 thing that you've heard from residents about the changes over the last 6 months?
Just an overall improvement on the appearance of the park. Having Mr. Charles out here cutting grass on a daily basis, and someone just picking up trash, littered from the roads, things of that nature. Outside of the roads today, that's probably the biggest compliment that I hear.
This park will be the fastest turnaround that we've ever done. From where it started to where it is now, we've moved mountains. In the first 6 months, we brought in 17 homes. We've redone the exteriors on 40 homes right now. roads are in place. We got 7 people that came in before we really started our marketing campaign, and when that gets going, we'll have this community filled up in record time. And this will be one of the trophy properties in our portfolio. Super excited to be here, and can't wait to show you more.
I just want to introduce Charles. He's our groundskeeper. Ace in the hole, been doing a phenomenal job keeping up with this park. He was working for the prior owner for a while. He was recommended. He's exactly who I thought he would be, but he's been keeping up with the property great. We have this property about 6 months right now, but it's come a long way. I think I was telling you this before. Here there was a giant dilapidated overhang. Like, I guess in the past it was like it used to be a picnic park area. We had that torn down. We probably pulled out of here about 4 or 5 beat up, burnt out homes. None of this grass was manicured. A lot of tree work, shrub work. This playground has been here for a while and it's an old playground. We're probably gonna pull that out of here. Now that the roads are done, the sign's going up. Probably gonna do a whole new playground system here. But we like to do everything in stages. We don't like to just shock the property. So the amount of time that we've actually spent, I think that we've done a lot, covered a lot of grounds. 17 homes have come in 6 months, including 1 brand new home from someone who purchased it on their own, brought it in here. We're bringing in a brand new model home, probably also over the next few months. This model home is going to be used as an office, a model home, which if you want to purchase, you could pre-purchase it. Probably put 1 or 2 different style homes in here. Most likely a single wide, 16 by, let's say, 72 feet is the homes that we usually look at. Anywhere from 900 to 1,200 square foot homes, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. We'll get those in here probably for about anywhere from 46 to 52,000. Markup on these homes are 5 to 10%. But we look to resell them. It's not a big cost center for us to actually sell the homes, but to get the new tenant into the property where they're going to start paying lot rent. That's what we're looking to achieve by bringing in new homes and new tenants. I've been down here, I would say about 20 times in the last 6 months since we purchased it. Every time I come down, I see tremendous amount of progress. I mean, the roads, that's obviously the biggest capital improvement that we'll do here. But very proud of this park, and ultimately we'd like to get to about, I would say, 95 to 105 tenants within the next, I would say, 12 to 18 months. We should be able to hit that mark.
Part of what we have to do here is major cleanup. So this is part of the cleanup that's being done. These dumpsters are taking up a lot. They've been here. We're going to move it to the park, but it's not going to take up a lot. And what we want to do here, as we've done the roads, this was the office. We're going to make this, put a model home here, so when people come in and they want to purchase a new home or bring a new home, we'll have the model home be the office, right? And then we can better utilize the lot that we do have and create for the people coming in a different type of experience. They can see the lot, they can see the home that they might be moving into, they can get a sense of what that might be to be in. So,
Fallon, on a serious note, how's everything going?
Everything is good.
Yeah?
Honestly, I get tasks every day. I do that. I go home. I wake up by 7 and I'm happy. I am not sincerely happy working at a job. Since I was 18 years old. I'm happy to work here. I have my buddy who lives, his name is Rico. He's coming to fix my toilet in next week actually, and then after that everything in my home will be up to par. Everything is great.
How's Mike like?
Mike likes it. He doesn't like the spider webs that he has to clean out in the houses, but other than that, everything is great. His asthma has actually gotten a lot better since we moved here. The weather's great. I love my home. I have no
And as
complaints.
the tenants, every time I come here, there's another pile of trash. But when we first moved here, we were first bought this park, there was trash everywhere.
Yeah.
You guys have been keeping up with
Yeah,
it.
we don't.
Has it died down a little bit?
Absolutely, except there's one person that I do have issue with that I think she's purposely doing it now because she's seen that I have a good heart and pick up the trash, and I think she's purposely doing it now. And I don't want to keep picking up her trash because it's not my responsibility, but I don't want where I live to look like crap. So I do it myself. I do it anyway, so I think she's just purposely doing it. But everyone else so far, yeah, everyone has been picking up with their trash because they see us doing it, and I will say if their trash gets too high, I do say I need you to take that trash out or put it to the road and I'll pick it up and take it.
Listen, we appreciate you. You're doing a great job, and just keep up the good work, okay?
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you.
See you later.
Talked to him about adding, so they did a great job here, right? But this one circle, right, is just beyond saving. So we're gonna do another 2 runs of asphalt here to cover this up. We were gonna put crusher run, but this would all wash away because of the slope. So on that side we could do the crusher run, this side we're gonna do the asphalt. This makes a huge difference. These roads were probably the worst roads that we've ever had.
So this is what $250,000 worth of asphalt looks like. This is my good friend Jeff. This is, I believe, the 9th job that he's worked for us. Having a great relationship with your vendors, super important. If you have a good relationship, maintain it. You know you got somebody that you trust to get out there. Jeff, thank you very much.
Appreciate the business we do.
Tell us what we got going on here.
Yeah, well, this whole park here, we done a leveling course, and then we did a top course of asphalt on everything. Pretty much got it all leveled up. We got it all back smooth. How it probably was 34 years ago. So yeah, it's a lot better.
How many
Bigger
yards
park.
of asphalt?
This is right at 1,000 tons.
About 1,000 tons.
Right about 2. Yep. Between yesterday and today.
Got the
1,000
job
tons.
done in 2 days for us. Okay, a lot of planning goes into getting the job done in 2 days.
Yep, we came all the way from Georgia. Like you said, we've done many jobs for them all over the southeast, really. So,
Jeff, I always say the second best day going to the park, the day you do the roads. First day is the day you buy it, then the day you do the roads. The roads look amazing. I mean, in terms of what this does to the community or the look, what's your thoughts on it? What do you see, like how this makes it different?
it definitely cleans it up 100%. You know, kids can ride their bikes. People can wash their cars, not worry about it getting dirty. And before, this property here had a lot of potholes, so people walking, trip hazards, stuff like that as well. It kind of helps prevent all that. Yeah.
Well, listen, you did a fantastic job as always. We really appreciate you coming down.
Jeff.
We started out with Jeff in South Georgia. Like I said, this is like job number 9. He's done jobs for us in South Georgia, Alabama, now in North Carolina. Great job done as always. We really appreciate it.
And hey, no, thank you guys. Thank you.
Jeff Shepard, professional paver. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
At the end of the day, it's about culture, right? So if they're not going to follow the community rules, right, and treat the community with respect, like, hey, then they're really not part of the solution of where this community is going, right? And they're really part of and that's what you really do in the first 12 months. You got to figure out who's going to stay, right, and who's going to buy in,
Who wants to be a part.
and who wants to be part of it, and who doesn't, right? So if you want to be in a community where the roads are pockmarked and there's garbage all over, that's fine, but that's not going to be here, right? That's going to be somewhere else, and there's somewhere else you can move, and that's fine. But it's, you know, certain things, if you allow it to start, it becomes like a cancer and it festers. You've got to just cut that off, right? So then you did the right thing, but just let them know if they don't do it, we're going to the owners. If the owners aren't going to take care of it, they got to remove them, or they got to be removed.
Which home are we talking about?
That gray one right there, where you see the back door is black.
Yep.
She was letting the trash pile up, and we had a good windstorm came through one day, and it blew. We sat here and watched it blow across the grass there. I talked to her, told her to get it up, and plus there was trash thrown in the end of one of the vacant home next door. I told her I was pretty sure it was her trash, and she would get it out. Well, she sent word to somebody, Fallon or somebody, that her boyfriend put it in there, and he was in jail now, and she wasn't going to get it out. So, we'll see. That's what started.
We're always gonna have people who, you know, don't like the change. What's going on, Mike?
Not much.
What are you doing?
I'm taking it easy, one day at a time,
Yeah.
getting my life together,
All right.
and just got my social security. Gonna fill out some applications. Started off with a business Woodland, which is down the road.
Right.
It's close to me.
All right.
After, in the meantime, I've been cleaning up the trailers down here as much as I can,
All right.
just to make up for what I'm not able to do, you know, in the long run and stuff like that.
Don't worry. How you been liking it up here?
It's not cold.
Right.
Coming from New York.
You're from where? Upstate New York?
Yeah, New York.
All right.
Actually, specifically Long Island, New York.
So Mike moved down from upstate New York on a whim. I forget how he got here, but you know, nice guy, hard worker. He's looking to relocate. I've already spoken to his family. His family's also looking to relocate down there, potentially buy a home in the park. So that's how it starts. You know, you get a couple good tenants, you know, and you know they talk about it amongst themselves, and before you know it, you have a couple more good tenants.
This is something that we've got to work on just because it happens every year. We get these interns in. We've got to streamline the sales process. I know we're constantly trying to improve it. Like when it was just you and me and we were taking all the calls, it was easy to know what the pricing was, to know what these houses were going for, to know what the homes we were filling in. And now that we've kind of expanded, we've got kind of more people in the kitchen, so to speak. We've got to make sure that the process is being streamlined. So I think the number one takeaway is we have our price points for the homes. We know what the rent to own schedule is. We got to make sure that everybody that's touching these calls, right, and touching these residents, that they know, you know what they're offering, what the value is, and then this way they're giving our park managers the opportunity to do the kind of put that piece together when they're showing the homes on site. So one of the things that we do when we come down to these communities, to our communities, is that we like to call it doing laps. We'll constantly drive and or walk the community to get a better sense of what's happening on the ground, take notes and see what we may have missed, and things that we want to improve. And sometimes if you go through it one time, you may miss it, but if you go to it 2, 3, 4, 10, 50, 100 times, you're going to see all the little things that you can improve in, or little items that become eyesores that people could rectify. And a lot of times it's just about having that eagle eye, making sure the managers know about it, making sure the residents know that if they're not in compliance, what they should do, or the flip side to it, recognizing residents that have done well, right? So you see residents that have made big changes to their who bought in and made big changes to their lot. You want to be able to recognize that as well, because you've got to let people know that you appreciate them taking care of it. Like that home up there that Trina, the woman Trina lives in, I mean, she keeps that impeccable.
This is what a lot of these homes look like when we purchase the property. The problem with this home is we don't own this home, right?
It's not on our land.
It's not on our land. So we've started talking to someone at the city in regards to whose home that is, and eventually we got to get that lot cleaned up. That lot's got to get cleaned up. It's an eyesore, but that's a good example of what some of these homes look like when we first took this park over.